Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble and on Patreon for extra support. During this weekend, I didn't do basically anything channel related. The only thing that I managed to do is put all the VODs synced with the live stream. So 23 VODs to for the live streams at that. Um, I will try to do live stream today, and then probably my guess is I don't know, one day until the VOD pops out. Mainly because again, huge video sizes, doing all the editing and then uploading. It's huge files, so I will do my best to put it around one day, probably before the next live stream. That's how my intention is regarding that. Other than that, as usual, weekdays I will try to go about in doing one gaming news episode per day. So let's get started. Similarly, continue with this thing with the manufacturings and the chips and all that jazz, and specifically here with Intel. It seems that Intel is doing some strides here in terms of getting clients for their fabs. This time seems to be Google. Um, will use this EMIB advanced packaging for next gen TPUs. Again, there is a lot of mentioning here. So TPU V8E will reportedly utilize the this new Foundry's packaging here. So the advanced wafer chip on wafer, something like that, how it calls. And again, we'll also be start to see for sure a lot of demands in terms of CPUs for this AI workload stuff there, because again, the conjunction. I'm assuming the conjunction, the fact that they are fine tuning these algorithms to be more efficient in terms of using memories and all that jazz. I think we will start to see the demand of bigger and better CPUs, because again, for the part of the GPUs to process all those tokens, the CPU is the brain that it tells which tokens to the GPUs to utilize, and when they're using to process those tokens, there is a huge demand in terms of memory, because it has to store the token information, I suppose, and then it's the GPU because again it can basically process a lot of information at the same time in one go. That's how you utilize GPUs, and CPU will, I will assume, distribute those tokens and what tokens need to be processed throughout the ecosystem there. I think it's one of the things that we're going to start to see huge demands on CPUs, which is not good for us because, again, if there is a huge demand on CPUs, again, all companies from AMD to Intel, supposedly NVIDIA is entering kind of the race there with the new laptop, one in solution laptop there. I think they're going to start using also CPU stuff there or trying to launch a CPU, even though at this moment is an ARM CPU. So ARM technology or framework usually it's not that good for Windows ecosystem. At least that's my perception. I think NVIDIA is still trying to fine tune a lot of bugs and optimize the that for Windows system. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But yeah, if we start to see a lot of this CPU demand, again, we are going to get screwed. There's going to be less CPUs, and the ones that are going to enter in the market are going to be not cheaper, that's for sure. Again, this is coming from the Chinese outlet Commercial Times that Google will leverage this technology for the next generation TPUs, even though at this moment in time, I got a little bit confused because of TPU, whatever designation here. They recently launched the TPU 8i and the TPU 8t, which are designed for inference and training workloads. They are produced at this moment by TSMC, and they are trying to utilize, at least allocate more wafer production for this kind of chips, at least the TPU V8X, whatever it is. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that goes also from TSMC. But yeah, for the newer generation, They are going to utilize Intel foundries for everything, even for the CoWoS 2.5D. Again, we'll have to wait and see how this works. Again, in overall scheme of things, as a company, I think this is good for Intel, trying to get their shit together. And as an overall company, in terms of, because again, these companies don't rely basically on like 9800s X3Ds and the 12900Ks and all that jazz to make business. They usually it's B2B business, so business to business. That's how they make their money. And if they can be at least in overall scheme of things, if they can manage to be competitive with the other companies in the market, I think overall it's healthier because it breeds competition. And again, hopefully, as always, competition breeds good products at lower prices for everybody. At least that's my expectation. And usually that's how it works, unless there is, again, any kind of cartel that is trying to manipulate prices. But that's another story. Again, it seems that Intel is getting their arrows in the quiver to be more competitive with AMD, hopefully. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how this will evolve, specifically on our side as a consumer, final consumer, in terms of the next gen products. It seems that these newer Intel chips are relatively good. Seems kind of almost a return to form, in a sense that they seem to be. They don't compete in terms of performance, but the price performance seems to be pretty good. This latest Intels, I didn't catch up with the reviews. I'm still trying to keep tabs on everything. It's always a little bit difficult, but it seems they are relatively good. Hopefully, they start to compete and put the at least AMD on their toenails, on their toes. Sorry, to be more competitive. In terms of other stuff here, we got kind of a newer design, which from MSI on their motherboards, which is called PinSafe design, which supposedly tends to eliminate all the pins that you have on the part of the motherboard that usually, again, I never had any issues with that, but usually seems people that they prick their fingers and they make cuts when they are installing hardware. Again, this seems to be overall redesign, especially on the solder, or how they solder the elements to the motherboard. As you can see here, usually, this is a diagram, of course, which usually it's done like this. So the pin is inserted through the motherboard, and it has to come out of the other side, so the solder can make kind of a good contact between them on the motherboard PCB. While this new one, the design is more flatter, so there is no this prickly thingy here, and it seems to maintain the same kind of contact, and in terms of even the grounding behavior, it's in line with the older designs there. Again, I do appreciate this. Again, for myself, I never had any issues with the with the older designs there. But again, I assume in certain situations, for example, if you're not having a flat surface like a table or something, and start putting your components, and if you have, I don't know, a cloth, or you try to clean with a paper thing, things get grabbed there. Again, I'm assuming several scenarios where a lot of things can go wrong, and people that are not that used to using assembling, disassembling, maintenance their own PCs. I'm assuming certain situations might occur. Myself, fortunately, never had any issue. But again, it's good to see. But even though it can be more visually appealing, usually this is a back of the motherboard, so you don't look at that the other side of the motherboard. I think this might be good for example, the in term, even though again there are solutions already on the reverse design or the reverse pins where you put everything, the motherboard designers put everything on the other side of on the back side of the motherboard, so the connections are easier. I forget the names. MSI, I think, is a zero something, or a SUS, I don't know. This newer design they are trying to implement. Again, I think it goes better for them if you go for this design on assembling on the backside of the motherboard, the 12 volt power pins and all the connections that you usually put on the front side of the motherboard. Might have a good use there, this kind of PCB design, even though for now this is being made on high-end motherboards as usual. When there are this kind of implementations of new stuff, usually they go first on the high-end motherboards so they can basically justify the price of implementing this to get a little bit of the cost of that implementation there. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how well this is going to go in terms of other manufacturers implementing this kind of design, and eventually, hopefully, it will trickle down on the cheaper end of their lineups, and see if there has any impact on this stealth, whatever they are called, putting everything on the backside of the motherboards. In terms of other stuff here, in terms of hardware, it seems that Sony is raising up PS5 and supposedly PlayStation Portal prices now in Southeast Asia, starting next month. We already saw some increases. I think United States $150, something like that. Again, I don't know what they're trying to do here. They are not. Again, I think the overall scheme is they are trying to put the prices to a certain extent, so when PlayStation 6 will launch, they can justify the hike in terms of performance and price also, comparatively with the price of the PlayStation 5 versions that there are on the market when PlayStation 6 launches. Again, because I understand that there is a certain market pressures, economic pressures, and market constraints, and whatever usually they call. But the fact is they are basically raising prices from the PS5 normal between 6 to 20% to up above 44% up in terms of prices. Specifically, this one in Indonesia, PlayStation Portal, 44% uplift in terms of price. Again, this is not good. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, but I think it's kind of the overall strategies that they are. I think they should have done this less. Maybe they are trying to do just one raise of prices now, just to rip the bandage before trying to. Because now you only see the coverage here, like one huge price hike, instead of having like every few months raising a little bit here and there. Might have a bigger impact on people avoiding the coverage. It's again, if it is one and done, in a couple of months, nobody will talk about the fact that the PlayStation 5 ramp up in price. But yeah, but at the end of the day, people will check the market and they will buy what is cheapest or more convenient to them. But yeah, this is not good. Seeing this all over the place, all the electronic stuff is getting out of hand in terms of prices, from DI PCs to consoles there. Yeah, I'm not sure how this will go. But at least seems to have good news in terms of hardware, which is Steam controller. Supposedly there was a leaked review or early review of the this new Steam controller from the, how is it called here? Oh my God, Jesus, to tech something. Forget about it. I forgot about the channel's name. But supposedly there are some good features which include dual track packs, which I assume is this little things here, can serve as mouse, buttons, and basically as a same function as a mouse. Got some magnetic TMRs or all effect thumbsticks, AG rumble, and 4 back buttons. Very, very interesting. They showed here. I'm not sure if I can manage to search here. I remember seeing the here. So 2 of each side, which is very interesting. And it seems to have also a dock where it automatically charges and serves also as the USB hub for the controller. Here you can see the 3 pins here. Very interesting. And supposedly the price should come around $100. We'll have to wait and see for official information. Again, I'm assuming soon we'll start to see something, maybe next month. there is supposedly no official launch date for this controller at this moment in time. But yeah, seemingly this one seems to have a lot of improvements here. The only thing that concerns me is this trackpad. In terms of when you are playing, if you accidentally touch it, again, I'm not sure. I don't. From the images here, I cannot feel how it feels on the hand, but I will assume they take that in account when they design the controller there. In terms of games, out of nowhere, it seems that Creative Assembly they dropped kind of a teaser. It's like a 30 seconds, not that 35-second teaser for supposedly the Alien Isolation 2. My only concern regarding this is the fact that they dropped the cathode engine, which was the proprietary engine from Creative Assembly, and they are now on Unreal Engine 5. Again, the engine of the first game, I think it still holds up even all these years on the original version. But yeah, we see some of these studios taking the decision of not maintaining their own, updating their own proprietary engines and just go for Unreal Engine 5 again. I think one of the benefits in terms of company, from the company's point of view, is at least when you are hiring, you can supposedly get people already ready to work on the game, because if they are relatively proficient on Unreal Engine 5, should be easier for them to start working on the project instead of making them more familiar with their own proprietary engine. But yeah, the fact that Unreal Engine 5 is not the best engine in the sense that specifically in certain games, it's stutter mess. It's very demanding on hardware. In basically in almost games. Um, yeah, I prefer proprietary engines when possible. They had a good one. I remember playing that game and it was fantastic. Don't have any like anything bad to say, at least from my experience from this game. And I think the companies should try and use their own engine, because again, I think when you created their own game engine, I think they can have more liberty of creating their own vision from for the game. At least that's my sense of things there. But yeah, the teaser doesn't say anything. Just basically, it's just small teaser, no launch window, no nothing. But yeah, hopefully we'll see more news and see how it goes. Yeah, but my only concern is the Unreal Engine utilization on this sequel. Again, and this kind of confirmation comes from the fact that there are some job postings where they said that again, if you are using Unreal, if you use Unreal Engine 5, it seems to be easier there. But yeah, I did enjoy the game, the first one. I did a gaming series out of it. So if you want to check out, even though it's an older game, and I recorded at 1080p at the time, I could record at better resolution. Again, the hardware was completely different at the time when I record the game. But yeah, hopefully this is a good one. At least if it maintains the same level at the first one, with some improvements on the aliens AI routines there. Could be a little bit frustrating at certain points, but overall, I really think the atmosphere was top notch there. In terms of other stuff, we got some sales numbers. Resident Evil Requiem sold 7 million copies, which is good. Again, the game seems pretty good. Um, the last Resident Evil game that I played was the one that I made a series out of it, which was Resident Evil 7. Um, with this new setup, I could overcome a lot of the issues that people usually have recording Resident Evil games because of the engine itself. To the Moon engine, I think it's called. Um, uh, when I have time, I will do a series of the Resident Evils. I'll go for the remastered ones. So Resident Evil 2, 3, 4, and then 7, 8, and 9. I think that's the ones that have been remade or used with this new engine. But yeah, they even throw a party out of it. Some social media leaks here from people that were celebrating inside the studio there. And then lastly, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 also topped 8 million copies. Again, very good to see. again, I left the recording in the middle because of the issues I was having with the game at the time. But it seems that yeah, the game is pretty good. At least from what I played, I enjoyed very much. I played, I don't know, 10 hours or so, if that much. Yeah, and I had to drop the recording there. So I'm at the moment not touching the game. I will eventually will replay the game for sure from the start because so I can kind of forget what I wanted to forget from the game, so in terms of story paces and all of that jazz. So I can rediscover the game again. But yeah, 8 million copies. It's pretty good for what they achieve here, and with the fact that they are an indie game, so indie game company. Again, I think it's a good start for them. Hopefully, they will come up with similar games in the future. But yeah, and that's what I got my attention for this Monday. I will just wrap up with some gaming deals. We still have Atomic Heart on sale, 75% on the two editions. So the basic and the gold edition there, with already all the DLCs coming out now. We got Bionic Bay, 75% off. We got Chronos the New Dawn, 30% off. There is a bundle with the Dead Space. I'm assuming it's Dead Space Remake 2023. Again, I really want to play this game. It seems pretty good. We got also Cyberpunk still on sale, 65% on the base game and 55% with the Ultimate Edition, which seems to be the way to play this game. We got Dredge, 60% off on the base game. Then you got the complete set, 50% off. We got Lies of P, 50% on the base game, and with the bundle of the DLC, 33% off. We got also Pacific Drive, the Whispers edition, which includes the latest expansion DLC here, with 50% off. We got Planet of Lana 2, 20% off. Again, if you didn't play the first one, I do recommend, might as well go for the bundle there. Again, I did a gameplay series on the first one, and I did enjoy very much, and I will eventually will go for the second one. It seems to be very in line with the first, and I did enjoy it. We got also Silent Hill 2 remake or remastered. No, it's a remake. 50% off, and then last we got The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt again. The way to go is the complete edition, 80% off. Again, I recommend the first gameplay through be in vanilla or as much as vanilla as you can. And then after the other playthroughs that you do, you can start tweaking around with mods in terms of gameplay, combat, and all that jazz. I think it's how you go about best there. But yeah, I'll wrap up here for today with a plug my Patreon as usual. Again, it's just a way of people to have a way of extra support. I don't do, I'm not even thinking of doing any kind of exclusive content here. But yeah, it's a way for people if they want to do some extra support. Other than that, I will try to do some live streams later on. And we'll see about that. I don't know when I will announce it on Twitter when I start doing the live stream. Is the only way I can do this. Cannot commit myself to a proper fixed schedule, mainly again because this is a hobby for me, and I have my work, which is freelancer, so I don't have fixed schedules for that. So that's that. But yeah, other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. So till then, Kunamy Master out.